Welcome to True Jamaica Buzz, news and entertainment with a buzz. First thing that is popping in the news, a couple of days ago, Usain Bolt did an interview with The Fix. And one of the questions, the burning question that he was asked, what is the situation as it pertains to your money that you invested in that failed fraudulent scheme known as SSL? I am going to let you take a listen, take a look to the edited version of what he had to say, and then I am going to give my piece.
So this is the most me ever talk about this.
Yeah.
You understand? So, but me I tell people, me not get back my money, people. So they stop seeing me and ask me, me not get back my money.
Is there
It's
any
a matter.
way, like,
Get
you
it
probably
out
think
there
about
now.
suing? Like, and who you'd sue? Like, is there thoughts of suing? And
So a
who
whole
you'd
lot of
sue?
things floating around. Is a man say, but at some point, we have to figure out something and make a move. Because you can't just lose all of that stuff.
Yeah.
A whole part running hours that.
No form of communication,
No,
nothing.
no, you communicate because we do have a lawyer looking, but so you communicate, but it nah get nowhere where you can say, all right, yeah, man, I'm happy with in the direction it's going.
Right.
Yeah.
You understand? So
People, like I said, Usain Bolt responded to the questions that he was asked in that interview with The Fix. It seems as if the JLP and their syndicate kind of got in their feeling. Because an individual known as Vanessa Phillips, she responded, and the question that she responded to Usain Bolt is, did you ask the advice of the JLP, the government, when you were investing? Were we a part of the investment process? So how is it that you want us to pay you back? How is it that you are blaming the JLP for your demise or you losing your money? Well, people, obviously, Usain Bolt was quiet for at least 2 years. He did not see any sort of positive movement. So therefore, he came out and he did this interview. He was asked by many foreign press what is the situation because he did not want to shame Jamaica, shame the worthless government, meaning PNP and JLP alike. So therefore, he did the patriotic thing. But it seems as if this little scoundrel, Vanessa Phillips, that is a syndicate, a part of the conspiracy to cover up, she got in her feelings and felt as if it was her job to defend the Prime Minister, defend the JLP, and indirectly defend SSL. Now, people, here's the thing. Bad enough, a wrong was done. Everybody can attest to that. Bad enough, if you're going to come out, you do not come out and rub salt on the wounds. So Usain Bolt responded and he asked, are you trying to victim shame me? Are you a part of the syndicate of crooks, the syndicate of the boys club, the syndicate of the body club, the syndicate of criminals that are wrong and strong? People, it is very pathetic when we see that persons that are involved in politics cannot even be politically correct. Instead of saying the right thing, doing the right thing, they are going to be wrong and strong. Now, since that incident, we saw that members of the PNP came out, the leader, Mark Golden, and also an ex-Topman representative of the PNP. I want you to take a listen, take a look at exactly what they have to say, and then I'll give my piece.
I'm calling for two things. One, for the government to release that forensic report in its totality. Not to continue this exercise of using sections of the report and sending it to specific media houses, but to put the entire report on the table so that all Jamaicans can see what took place. That's the first thing. And the second thing is that the government must give us an update. What is the status of the investigations?
One relatively junior employee is before the court, but the directorship and senior management of the institution are not facing any kind of criminal proceedings for billions of dollars that have been defrauded from the institution.
Now, people, this is my disclaimer before I proceed. This is the PNP. That means that they are opposition. Of course, their ulterior motive might be for getting political points, but the facts are these: a wrong was done, And the facts are these: the wrong is not being corrected, the wrong is getting even wronger. But if you think that the action of the SSL and the cover-up by the government of Jamaica was bad, and the response of Mrs. Venetia Phillips was bad, well, the mayor, Mr. Desmond Mackenzie, also had something to say. Well, really, not much to say. He is a part of the cover-up. Take a listen, take a look, and then I'll give my piece.
I could not respond to that question. I guess, when you're on the other side, all that was raised on the other side was pure distraction to take away from the realities of what is taking place. It is a political game. Don't table it. No drips and drabs of what you think suits your particular political purpose. Put the entire report on the table, let the chips fall where they may, and tell us what the status of the investigation is. That's it. The country deserves no less. Usain Bolt and the hundreds of others who were defrauded deserve no less.
So people, when we listen to all that are involved from the JLP, we can only come to one conclusion. They are all a part of the Body Club. They prefer to defend the criminal elements because they themselves are criminal elements. All of them are beneficiaries, meaning that the SSL was a contributor to the JLP. So therefore, they are going to take up for them. So even when they are wrong and strong, they would prefer to look for their own bodies instead of taking up for a patriot. Somebody that has put Jamaica on the global map. When you talk about what any member of the JLP, including the leader, including the mayor, including every politician, Usain Bolt has done more for Jamaica in the history of any sorts of politician or any sorts of political party. So therefore, if he is the son of the soil and the son of the soil is getting abused, what say the rest of us, average Joe or Jane in a jam rock? Point blank and period. So the next thing that is popping in the news, it is called Everything We're Going on Foreign, I had to get the blame. Remix, it seems as if Jamaicans always find themselves in a ton load of ish. And this is based on an incident that took place at the New York Police Department, in which Assistant Chief of Police Royal Stevenson was accused of sexual harassment to a minor officer. Her name is Lieutenant Mariela Matos Leo. Based on a lawsuit that was filed in the district court in New York, it is said that she is claiming that her chief of police, Royal Stevenson, that happens to be a Jamaican. I'm going to tell you about his history later on in this section of the news. She claims that in 2022, he tried to sexual harass her. And then whenever it was not working, he was not getting what he wanted, he then tried to derail, sabotage her career. That sabotage, in her estimation, caused her to lose $1.7 million in benefit for pension and all other stuff. The lawsuit goes on to say that on or about December of 2023, the chief of police, Mr. Stevenson, was keeping a party and he had a contest, best dress. However, this best dress contest was for the females only. There was no best dress contest for the men. So she is claiming that he intentionally had the best dress for the women and she was forced to compete. So therefore, he wanted to make her like his little toy. However, she did not go to that party. And since that day, she did not go to the party. Him a carry PUM feelings. He told her, listen, whatever the chief wants, the chief gets. And then he tried to belittle her, claiming that she is incompetent, her work is mediocre, so therefore she was going to be fired. She tried to transfer. Again, loss of wages. Now, people, here's the thing. Like I always say, there's always two sides to every story. We have not heard from the chief. The New York Police Department came out and said, listen, we do not encourage any act of sexual harassment. We want to keep it professional. Mr. Stevens has not responded. Of course, he is lawyered up. He is going to get the best lawyer that money can buy. If not, one will be provided by the New York City Police Department, NYPD. Here's the thing about this lady. Her name is Lieutenant Matos Leo, hyphenated. This is not the first lawsuit that she has against NYPD. On or about 2019, she also sued the New York Police Department, saying that her boyfriend harassed her. That case was settled. She got some money, undetermined amount of money. This time she wants undetermined amount of money based on the fact that she was emotionally traumatized. She lost wages in excess of $1.7 million on a couple of occasions. So pretty much we can come to the conclusion is either the people in the New York Police Department, different precincts, they are touchy, or either she's a serial lawsuit person. Based on the information that I am getting, it is said that this man, Mr. Royal Stevenson, the Assistant Chief of Police, the highest position that is ever held by any Jamaican in the history of the police department. He left Jamaica at the age of 10. He started in NYPD in 1995. So therefore, we are talking about at least 30 years or so. Now here's the thing, people. Like me say, you have accusations, you have allegations, you have a court case in which it is supposed to be settled. A lot of times people don't want to go through the drama, so therefore they just settle. And let's face it, America, New York Police Department, that is financed by the US government, have money. So therefore they might just settle without it going to court, and all parties should get paid and he keeps his position. However, if it goes to court and it is found out that this man was touching up people, Mr. Stevenson I am speaking about. People, here's the thing what they say about power. Power in the wrong hands is a very dangerous thing, and I am speaking generally when I speak about this. Jamaican men on a whole, I am not going to say that it is a culture, but a lot of men, whenever they wield any sorts of power, then they start to abuse this power. They want everything that they would not get normally. And they might try to have people under duress to do things. I am not saying that this is the case in this case. I guess the court case will determine who is lying, who is telling the truth, and what are the facts and what are fiction. So when we analyze this situation, we have to think about it from two angles. Are the people, members of the New York Police Department, including Mr. Stevenson, have a touchy, chauvinist kind of attitude, thinking that they can abuse women? Or is this woman looking to soil, tarnish the reputation of a man that built his reputation for 30 years or more? Let me know what you think in the comment section, point blank and period. So the next thing that is popping in the news is the harsh reality that you can be a hard-working youth and lose your life. The end result is just the same. As a criminal element that is a menace to society. Such is the case of a man known as Ramiko Lionel Taylor, government name, aka also known as Chicky Pong. He is from Hampton Court. Hampton Court is in St. Thomas. His profession is a fruit vendor. However, most people call him Chicky Pong. Based on the information, it is said that on or about February 12, 2025, he was at his business establishment, a stall that is, when an assailant pull up, run him down, gun him down, blaze him up a couple of times. It is said that at least 6 to 7 or maybe 8 times, mostly in the upper torso, exactly in the head. There are a couple of pictures that are circulating all over social media. One that I cannot show, obviously, because of YouTube's policy. He was in a white jeans and a white and black bluish kind of t-shirt. However, there were obvious spots on that white part of the t-shirts, at least 5 or so. Like I said, the people hear loud explosion, summons the police. When the police came, they saw him laying in a pool of you-know-what. He was taken to the Princess Margaret Hospital. However, too late was the call. Now, you know that after such a devastating loss, family members, specifically the mother and our family members, were going to speak. And they are summoning people, asking people, please, if you know anything about the suspects, person of interest in this case, and what is the motive, please to call the police. Please to turn in yourself. Don't make the situation get worse. I want you to take a listen, take a look at exactly what they had to say, and then I'll give my piece.
I am the mother of the deceased son right now. As you can see, I'm right now, my heart being cut up. As my heart being bad over my son, over the death of my son, and all my son dead like one dog. Me telling you something, anybody will out there, try, say something. Just say something, so oh my son dead. If you have a heart, if you have a mother or a sister, or girlfriend, or anybody out there as woman, and you do this to my son, even a son, you get a son, and you do this to my son, please give up yourself. You can't sleep happy, you can't feel good to know this. Give up yourself. Give up yourself. Give up yourself and tell yourself say, you shouldn't do this. Persons from the community and surrounding areas, if you have any information on this tragic incident that took place last night with Ramiko Taylor, we're asking that you come forward and give this information to the police. It will be valuable to them and to us as family, and we would really appreciate it.
First thing first, condolences to the friends, family members of this young youth. Based on the information that I got, he was not involved in anything. Nothing that nobody knows about. But you and I know, in a Jamaica, your success can make you a target. Competition wants you out. Bad mind wants you out. Is Chichipang related to anybody that is involved in any sorts of gang activity? To today's date, I don't know that. If and when I get such pertinent information, I'll be sure to divulge. So you hear the mother and family members saying, turn in yourself. I don't know if she's just saying that because her mother is in distress right now, or maybe she has some sort of plan to go to the neighborhood, Obiaman, and call out these people. Put some sorts of curse on them. No sorts of evidence to substantiate those claims, but me just I say, this is St. Thomas after all. It is the epicenter of Obiari. But whatever the circumstances are, this mother, this family needs justice, especially for a youth if he was wrongfully taken out. Point blank and period. So the next thing that is popping in the news, it is obvious that these robbers, so-called gunmen, they have zero ambition. Before them go rob some sorts of bank or take it out from one of those money courier service, not recommended it, but me just say they have launched all sorts of attack on mama and papa, supermarket, stores and bars. Such is the case along Mullines a couple of nights ago, Monday night to be specific, at about 8:44 p.m. Based on the information from the police, it is said that a white Mark X parked at the top of 77th Lane, that is in a Waltham. The crooks exit the vehicle, went to a bar, robbed that bar at gunpoint, took a large sum of money from those poker boxes and money that was made in sale for that night. The same night, they went to a bar that is along 53.5 Mullines Road. That bar is owned by a police officer. Wrong move. It is said that upon realizing that his bar was robbed, and the next bar was also robbed in the same vicinity. That officer went to the next bar that was also a victim, and he demanded the CCTV camera pictures and videos. Pictures and videos on the screen as I speak. For these individuals that are in this picture that drove that white Mark-X, that drove along 77 lane, the top, that night, the officer is telling you, bring back the money or he is going to take away your lives. Now, people, here's the thing. These criminal elements that you see are pose up in a bar, are pose up in a dance hall, a pop champagne, in a class, in a all sorts of Versace. They are robbing the little small people in the community. They have zero ambition. However, that same zero ambition is going to lead to them losing their life. Based on warning that I got from the police, these people are on the wanted list, and if they don't turn in themselves to the police, they are going to be turned over to the afterlife. Point blank and period. So anyways, people, thanks once again for checking out my video. If you appreciate videos like these, please show your appreciation by liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing to my channel. That is how YouTube promotes videos like these to like-minded, sensible persons like yourself. Bless up.